Hello, you guys. I pray that you all are well. Well, I pray that you all are doing well. I'm back again. This is Relentless Renee. If you have not liked, comment, or subscribed to my channel, I will appreciate it that you do so. Once you do so, I will definitely return the love. But I want to talk about this article that made national news, and the title is "Son Finds Dead Baby in Mother's Freezer After She Dies of Cancer." And this is coming out of St. Louis. Days after his mother's death, a man in St. Louis made a gruesome discovery when he opened a wrapped box that he says had been in the freezer since he was a kid. Adam Smith had been living in his family's St. Louis apartment while taking care of his mother, who recently died of cancer. Smith says his mother kept a wrapped box inside the freezer for decades, and she had told him to stay away from it as a kid. After she died, he decided to open the box late Saturday night. Inside, he discovered a dead, frozen baby, which he says left him shocked. There was a pink baby blanket, and when I reached down and touched it, I could feel a foot. I could see the baby's hair on its head. He said the hair was still attached to it, and it was so smooth. Police responded to the building early Sunday morning. They called the death suspicious and now are investigating. Smith told officers that, as strange as it sounds, he never looked inside the wrapped box because he assumed it was frozen wedding cake. Who absolutely keeps their own child in a box for this long and never talks about it? I just have so many thoughts, and it's just insane, the Sun says. Smith said he's now to start thinking about the possibility that the baby may have been his sister and what his mother may have done. I have to wait for the autopsy to see if that baby ever took a breath, and I cannot help it to think that she might have done something to it. I just can't handle it. Smith said he remembered his mom once speaking about losing a child at birth. A relative recently told him his mother gave birth to twins but lost one at birth and gave the other one up for adoption. Now that his mother has passed away, Smith wonders if he'll ever know the truth. He said, I wanted some kind of closure, and I feel like I may have never get closure because my mother's gone. Well, first of all, I want to commend him for even going to the authorities with this, because he could have just brushed it aside and be like, you know what? I don't want to bring any shame to my family. I don't want to stir up something. My mother is dead now, so I'm just going to throw it away. But this is crazy. I mean, it didn't say how only it just said decades old. So I don't know how many decades, but I guess years and years upon years. But I wonder, why would she even leave the baby on in the inside of a freezer? And this freezer is not even, the freezer is not even one that's on the outside. It's one that's on the inside of the house. I'm going to insert some pictures, and if I can find a video that's not copyrighted, then I'll insert it. But this is insane. I mean, I know they did things a little bit differently from back in the day versus to now, but if the baby died stillborn or whatever, she could have easily just called, the authorities and get this baby buried the correct way. But instead, she chose to leave the baby in her freezer for decades. And she just recently died of cancer. And her son found, like he said this whole time, he thought that it was a wedding cake. And if some of you guys don't know about how the rituals of some Americans, I know I did it. You always take the top of your wedding cake and just put it inside of the freezer until your first anniversary. So that's why I understand why he said he thought it was wedding cake. But now that the mother is dead and gone, he's going to find out now if the little girl was his sister or not. And the little good girl could possibly be his twin, you know, even though the article reads that the mother gave the other twin up for adoption. But I truly don't know how I would react to seeing something like this, or I just can't understand the mindset of some people. I know some people do things a little oddly, but put a baby in a freezer after all this time and all these years. Maybe she just wanted to keep the child as not a token, but just something that the child is right there in her presence. But this is sad that the son have to go through this. And if he only would have just went to, the frozen box before his mother passed, and I guess he could have closure. But right now he's left to, try to figure this out on his own of what happened to the baby, and if this baby is his sister or not. But just to stumble upon something like that, I really don't know how I would react. I probably would be scared to death, knowing all this time that this baby was inside of a freezer. It's just totally insane. But like he said, he had been asking his mother, over and over several times about, what was the box or whatever. And I just read now that it's been 40 years that she had that box in the top of her freezer. And he said he asked her several times, and it was either a no conversation or, she just blew him off. But after Barbara died of lung cancer on the 21st of this month, that's when he made that shocking discovery while he was going through his mother things in her apartment. And, like he said, he just pulled the box out and grabbed his knife, and he just started cutting through the plastic and opening it up because he was already curious about what it was all that long time. And he finally, his curiosity was finally confirmed, and it was a frozen baby. And Smith is 37. He's 37 years old, so of course I'm assuming was his mummified sister, and she would have, of course, been the oldest. And he's saying that, the baby was mummified because it was wrapped in a pink fleece blanket and its skin and hair was still intact. So this article said, I just freaked out. I put it back into the box and I called police right away. And I think that he did the right thing. And it says a spokesperson for St. Louis Police Department confirmed to the people that an investigation is ongoing, and it's being treated as a suspicious death pending the autopsy. The alarming find has shaken Smith, which is, the son that found it. But like I say, he had been hearing that his mother had a set of twins and one was stillborn. So maybe she had the baby at the house, like a home birth or something, on her own or something. I don't know. And he said, I'm finding out my mom wasn't who I thought she was. Smith, who had a 45-year-old sister, has always speculated that his mother's intense secrecy, over the box contents could suggest that she allegedly be responsible for the baby's death. Even as she was on her deathbed, she never told him what was in that box. That makes him think that maybe she did something to the baby and didn't want to tell anyone because she was afraid she would get into trouble. Though he's estranged. The son, he's estranged from his father, but he said he reached out to him on social media to inform him of a discovery, only to be told that his father recalled Barbara being pregnant on their first date and not pregnant the next time he saw her. So Smith also remembered a moment from his childhood in which Barbara lamented the death of her oldest child. So it looks like she had a child already, which the child would have been 21 years old, that possibly, was her oldest child. Her name was Jennifer, and she, I guess she died at birth as well. So the son says, finding this, I'm more confused and angry, and I just want to find closure. And he just want to know more answers about what happened to this child, and I don't blame him about that, But his mother is gone to glory now, so let's just continue to pray for each and every child, every elderly person, anybody that's disabled, anybody that's being taken advantage of, or, stuff like this you just don't have answers to. But let's just pray for his strength, even though we don't even know him. But okay, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.